Well, it's a little cloudy and I can't really see Mount Rainier this morning. But I can see these 3 deer right in the parking lot. What a great way to start the day. A great way to start the morning. Some cool air, a little fog, and 3 deer. Oh, and a cup of coffee. What a peaceful place. I'm so glad I stayed here. I didn't go out. Well, I'm out this morning, so I was going to say I didn't go out to photograph sunrise, but you can't see the sun. I didn't go out to really shoot the stars last night, except for hanging out on the front porch and off of the steps of the hotel. I was chatting with a guy for quite a while, actually. Lives up in this area. He got a hell of a deal on the room. There was another couple who were all chatting it up about the aurora and travel, that sort of thing. You know, I took a few shots of the stars with my iPhone. It's amazing what the iPhone can do nowadays. They're not epic. I'm not gonna blow them up and hang them on the wall. Cool, nonetheless. You know, to be under, there's a little bit of light pollution here from the hotel or the venue, but not that much. But I did see a ton of stars. So peaceful. I think I'm going to go on a quick walk across the way and probably pack up and get out of here pretty soon. This is some little museum behind me that I went in. It's kind of cool. Go bother the deer some more, but nah. I took a few shots. They didn't come out great because I got the background of the road and some signs. We'll go across the way. There's a meadow. See if we can see anything over there. Come join me. Somewhere behind that fog and those clouds is Mount Rainier. Pictures of foggy mountains are probably not as interesting to the viewer as they are to the observer that's here seeing it unfold. But glad I came here last night or yesterday because I know what's behind the fog and the clouds. I came down here hoping to see some deer. Instead, they were in the parking lot. So glad I stayed here. Even if I didn't photograph, it was more experiencing, you know? It's the guy I was talking to. I think he's like, yeah, it was kind of nice they ran that special. Got these rooms for $79. And I was like, really? Not what I paid. I tell you what, the older I get, it's kind of exhausting driving, you know? Oh, there's a rabbit. I wanted to buy something to remember each state by. You know, like a collection of sorts. I was going to do... It was all kinds of stuff you could do. I decided to do magnets. Refrigerator magnets. They're small. You can fit in any bag. So not only am I going to do one per state, I'm going to do one for each national park. You guys taking pictures of deer. He's getting right up on them. Not supposed to do that. You know, part of being up in the mountains and dealing with the weather change is embracing the weather change. I mean, for instance, right now, like I'm photographing into a bowl of milk, a block of dry ice. Over here was Mount Rainier. I photographed a couple times yesterday. They weren't epic shots. They, you know, just kind of midday. I was out with all the other tourists, but right now, first thing in the morning, it's the time to be out here. I mean, yesterday I pulled into this lot and there was like a dozen cars. You get out here first thing in the morning is the best time, really. Sunset, everybody's out. A lot of people are out. Not as many as like midday. It's funny, people are out midday, and that's the worst time to be out as far as the lighting. Normally, unless like this lighting's like this today. I can't even describe how happy I am right now, knowing I'm at the beginning of this journey this year to see all 50 states, and I started with Washington for several reasons, but what a great decision. You know, right before I left to come on this trip, or as I left, got a text from my friend Frank, and he was telling me how, although he found my videos entertaining, they're in need of some direction, or specifically a director. And while I kind of took a personal offense at that, I do believe that he is correct. But I think I took a personal, offense at that because I was technically the director. And I thought I was doing an okay job. And I realize now, as I'm bumbling my way through, if I did this, I guess, professionally, I would have a shot list, and I would have a script, and I would have a layout of the day, and know what to capture when. Instead, I just pick up the camera when I feel like recording. God willing, I'm able to craft something in the edit. It's kind of how I did that whole Europe series and most of the fall color series that I did. The thing is I'm okay with that, because the harsh reality is I am not doing. What's with the angle of this thing? We'll craft something. Hopefully there's going to be a story here. But if I was being compensated for this, if somebody was paying me to create a travel story, it would be fun to travel with a director and a team. But the harsh reality is I'm not really good on-air talent. Everybody's pulling into this place now. Actually, I'm the second person here. I'm in a falls called, I don't know what it's called, Nazier Falls or something. I think I'm actually going to take the trek down there. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so talk about course correcting. I was going to walk down this snowy path. I would say it was probably a good 40-degree angle down, and I was slip-sliding a little bit on the flat part. Wouldn't have been a good idea. I would have gotten the shot, but I know I would have fallen on my ass, so not a good thing to start the day out with. I see some people walking up here. I think they're going to try to get down it, and let me look at their shoes. Nope. I wouldn't suggest it. Anyway, I got a couple of shots from the viewing area. It's very foggy out, but it's gorgeous. It's brisk. It's quiet. I got a shot shooting upriver, and I got a shot from the viewing platform, trying to blur the water a little bit with a longer exposure. Hopefully they came out. If they did, I'll share them with you right now. Just had a brief conversation with somebody. When I say brief, he answered my question, basically. There was a pack of people, about 6 of them, and there's another 6 of them to my right. that have their walking sticks on, their backpacks. They all have the same kind of shoes, so I think they're like a group, you hiking group that you get with whatever. There's a leader, and I asked him. I says, "You guys just going out for the day and or overnight?" He goes, 3-day trip. Looks pretty fun, but you got to be ready for it. You got to be in shape. That wouldn't be me. It's something I would love to do one day. How cool. Oh, the seat heater's on. Let's turn that off. It's cold, but I don't need that. There goes the second group. How cool. As I observe it from the comfy, cozy car. What I just watched is this van pulls up, and he's towing this little trailer, and outpours all of the backpacks and walking sticks and hiking paraphernalia, so to speak. So they, they're at a cabin or campground somewhere down in town, and then there we go. So I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna kind of casually video some of this. I think it's very interesting.
To get to Mir. If we have to slow down at any point, that's fine too, but we are going to try to pick a pace that resembles our effort for summit day. We want to watch your guys' physical fitness, right, to see where we're at for summit time. We'll walk an hour, take a break, 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 walk 20-30 minutes, be at Camp Mir. Breaks will be 10 to 15 minutes. So we're going to try to keep that regimen because that's what we're going to do on the upper mountains. So we're going to practice that down here. We'll stay single file, mostly just because it's easier if you guys just follow in the footprints, right? As you guys saw yesterday, if it gets sloppy, it's nice to step in someone's footprint, especially if it's a boot pack, staircase. So we'll stay single file. You guys can give each other a little space. You don't have to be nose on backpack, so the person in front of you can give a couple feet, but we do want to stay between the guides. So we'll have one out front, the other three will just be floating around, whether it's behind you or on the side of you. If you need anything, just say something, like if you're getting a blister, if you don't feel good. Remember, you don't have to go up, so if you get part of the way and you're like, I don't like this anymore, Joe's here to bring you home. But we do encourage you all to obviously make it to Camp Mir. He'll come back. He's good on that. If you guys are ready, I think we should start walking.
Good luck, everyone.
Thank you.
Enjoy your trip. How cool is that? Off they go. They're going on a 3-day trip. I was talking to a couple of them. I tried if I was even remotely in shape. This is the last real bathroom they're gonna see in 3 days, as far as I know. Off they go. I said it before. I think I said it on my video that I was setting up the year with, and that I would love to interview more people or talk to more people that are doing unique things, cool things, a moment in America or something like that. I'm not one of those people that I can strike up a conversation with strangers, but to get the camera out within the first minute and record somebody's face, it's just well, first of all, it's rude. But anyway, I just had to record that little bit. I mean, that's not really a documentary on what these people were doing, but maybe, in a way it is. Maybe it's the beginning of what I hope to do, and that is, again, have a one-on-one conversation with a lot more people in this country. These people I did have a conversation with a couple of the people that were in that group. They're heading off and doing a 3-day hike up into Mount Rainier. And what they're doing, I think, what they said is they stop at a camp. Their first camp is Muir Camp, I think it is. One thing I did observe, I mean, I'm not an idiot. I realize I'm not even remotely in shape to do something like this, but it's something I think I would love to try someday, you know? Anyway, it was cool to witness. Great start to the day. And I hope these guys have an awesome time. Wish them the best of luck. Yeah, I heard a couple of different languages going on, so I think there were some people from other parts of the world embracing the gift of life. And I don't really know what I'm saying at this point. All right, I got to get going. We'll see you on the road somewhere. Just had another short conversation with a couple from Canada, and they were car camping, it looked like. Had a little tent out. Apparently the lower parking lot down from Paradise Visitor Center is a parking lot that allows overnight parking, and it's where some people use as kind of a base camp. Not a base camp, but place to stay overnight, and before they trek up into the mountain. So this here behind me is a break that there's nowhere to park here. I had to park up the hill and walk down. I've been crossing this or riding by this so many times that I wanted to stop and get a shot of it. But for now, I'll photograph what's here now. But what I really liked before was Mount Rainier was up there. You can't see it now because of all the fog, but just check this out. It's like a little winter wonderland. All right, I'm about to hit the road, finally checked out, and I just want to say again that this was an amazing place to stay. It's not 5-star lodging, but it's comfortable lodging, and it's convenient lodging, and that's the reason I stayed here, is for the convenience. I kind of try to craft my trips around photography. Being close to what I want to photograph is important to me. All I could say is this camper next to me, this Volkswagen, it's not a Volkswagen, it's a Winnebago something or other. Echo, I think it is. Let's take a look at that as we're driving out of here. Check this thing out. Would love that. That or a really small van, Class B. Yeah, I will definitely come back here. I'm coming back here to photograph the wildflowers. Best place to do that, from what I hear, or two places. One, where I was, which is Paradise, the meadows all around there. End of July, beginning of August, I think, are the best times. And the second place that was mentioned was a place called Sunrise. And I was going to drive there, but the road is closed still because of the snow. But I think that time of year you can actually drive between this gate and around the mountain to that area over there. So I just pulled off to the rest stop, and I think I'm going to go to Cannon Beach tonight. I was going to go to Astoria, but Astoria was going to be a pretty cool place to photograph the Aurora Borealis from, because I stayed there before. All of the rooms like overlooked this dock and face north, and I think would have been really cool. But we're not. It's cloudy skies. We're gonna have clouds everywhere. So I do remember Cannon Beach. It's kind of a laid-back little beach town, and it would be a great place to do laundry, which I need to do before I get to Portland. Cannon Beach it is. Cannon Beach for the win. So I find myself stopped here, Cannon Beach. I'm in an RV park, even though I'm not driving an RV. Doing my laundry here. It was like one of the only places to do laundry I could find. Pretty reasonable. I just went in the general store. They got the machines back there, public use. But anyway, I'm just kind of recording this for, I guess, personal reasons, but also if you're not really sure what an RV park looks like, or RV campgrounds. It's a really nice one. Again, it's a stone's throw from the beach. A lot of nice trees here, evergreens, and a lot of shade trees. I see people walking their dogs. Each side has a picnic table, full hookup, water, sewage, and there's a fire pit and a picnic table at each one. Highly recommend this. Talk to the guy. I guess they're this time of year. You can see behind me. Isn't that pretty? This time of year they're 60-ish a night, I think. High season, which would be around, I think he said high season was the summer. I think up to around $80, I think. 80, 85. But let me show you a typical site. So this would be a typical back-in site. So the fire pit, the cooktop, grill, picnic table, and then water, electric, cable, and sewage. It's a little Class B down there. This fifth wheel over here. Looks like most all of the sites are back in. There may be a couple of pull-ins I didn't notice. I'm not going to wander through here with my recorder. Interrupt everybody's peace and quiet. It is quiet here. Then up here there's a pool. There's somebody cooking over there. And a really nice general store. Pool table in there. And again, I'm doing my laundry in there, so there's laundry. Yeah, pool and spa right there. Anyway, if it's extremely niche content here, you find yourself in Cannon Beach looking for an RV park. I think it's called Cannon Beach RV Park. All right, I got so much to say, but first, just don't assume. This is for me. Don't assume that you're always going to get the best rate by going to hotels or Expedia or Hotels Tonight. Last minute hotels. What is that one? Hotel Tonight. Whatever. I decided to walk to the front desk and where I'm at now. And I knew what the rate was. I could have booked it on my phone. But she gave me a couple of options, and then I told her, I was trying to match the budget, the price I saw online. Anyway, she asked me if I was a loyalty member. I says, no, but I've stayed here before, and I described the room I was in. So she gave me the cheapest room she could, but it was $20 less. And check out this view. I don't know if I was not there in person talking to her and showing her pictures of the aurora and just talking about my trip, and I don't know if I would have scored this view. But check this out. That is, well, it's a washed out picture. That is my view out the window. There's the sun, Cannon Beach, and around the corner to the left is Haystack. And a big shout out to Rick Salmon. I read his book, and he again had talked about this place, talked very highly of it. I'm at the Hallmark Resort and Spa on Cannon Beach. So thanks, Rick Salmon, and thank you, front desk. What a great room. Again, I don't know if I can express how happy I am that I scored this room. A huge thank you to this girl that gave me a really nice room. I mean, there's other ones that have full balconies. I don't have a balcony, but I have a window. I can shoot a time lapse out the window. I can see the ocean. But then again, I walk down the stairs. The hotel's right back. Well, it's way back there. But I've walked down here, and Haystack's right here. I was talking to a guide on the beach, right down the beach here. He's flying a drone, and the drone is up here somewhere. He's got a really cool view of Haystack. I asked him if he had a website, but he says he's just doing the stuff for himself. I love the Oregon coast. So, one of the cool things about staying where I'm staying is like right across the street now is a restaurant. I think it's open till 10. Pelican something or other. So yeah, what a great evening. Capturing some amazing light, some video. Talked to a guy flying a drone over top of Haystack. Just bald eagle. Fantastic evening. Really hope this restaurant's open because I have nothing in the fridge from the cooler except for a bunch of cheese and a couple of apples. I don't really have anything else to say. I'm just testing out the lighting with this thing. Again, the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. I gotta tell you, it looks good on the small screen. I'm anxious to see what it looks like when I start editing this. The battery life is pretty good, and I tell you what, one of the biggest changes I made on my action cam situation that I put on the car, you know, the dash and on the windshield for driving B-roll, that kind of stuff, is switching to the DJI Action 4 as opposed to the GoPro. GoPro chews through batteries, man. I've never really had good luck with the GoPro. So anyway, we switched to the DJI. I'm really happy with it. And I'm out of shape. And again, I think we're done for the night. Had a really good dinner. And from what I can see, there are puffins here from April to September, I think. Puffins on Haystack, which is right down there. We'll check it out in the morning. I think it's supposed to be high tide. Probably won't see them, but anyway, that's all I got for tonight. I'll close out with a few shots from Haystack. As always, more on all this later.